Graduates and faculty, trustees, and honored guests, welcome to the 2019 Fall Commencement program of Volunteer State Community College. Please stand as Hannah Parker comes to sing our national anthem, and then remain standing for a moment of silence. Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. I know today is a joyous celebration, but it also may be a little bittersweet. There are those friends, loved ones that have passed and are not able to be with us here today. We actually lost 2 students this semester in tragic accidents, and so there's that little bit of sadness as well. So in remembrance of those faculty, staff, students, friends, and loved ones that we have lost during this time, but also in thankfulness for the blessings that we have received, let's pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. I see there are some empty seats behind the graduates and also some behind the faculty, and so you folks that are just coming in, feel free to take any of those empty seats behind the students or behind the faculty. This would also be a good opportunity for you to silence your electronic devices, your phones, watches, tablets, whatever else you might have on. Again, welcome everyone to the Fall 2019 Commencement program. We welcome those that are viewing in the overflow room, although I see empty seats, so I hope nobody's in the overflow room. We're glad to have you as well. We welcome those that are listening by radio on WVCP FM 88.5 and WVCP.net. And then we also welcome those that are viewing today by live streaming on our website, volstate.edu/graduation. Sheila Renee, where are you, Sheila? Stand up. Okay. Sheila has family watching by internet from exotic locations like Memphis and Arkansas and Virginia and Michigan. But also from the United Kingdom. So friends and family of Sheila, there she is. Thank you. Thank you. For those family and friends who could not be with us or are not able to view the live stream of the ceremonies, please let them know that there will be a replay that will be available on our website at the same location where it's being live streamed today. And it'll also be on cable TV beginning Thursday, December 19th. In Gallatin and Hendersonville, it will be on Comcast Cable Channel 19 and on UVerse Channel 99. The program will be aired twice daily at 4 p.m. and at 9 p.m. again starting on Thursday, December 19th. Each year at these ceremonies, I take the time to thank those folks who have worked so hard to make this possible. And I used to do it at the end, and then I figured out by then nobody was paying attention. Everybody was just waiting for the last amen and hitting the door. So what I'm going to do is thank these people up front. I want to thank our committee that has worked so hard to put this together. Thank you to Hannah Parker, the Capitol Brass, and faculty member Mark Granlund for the musical presentations. We appreciate the ushers, the marshals, and our sign language interpreters. Events this complex don't just happen. It requires a coordinated effort, and our committee has done a marvelous job, as has our Student Services Division, especially the staff in the records office. Many members of our media staff and our physical plant staff have worked many hours to set up these chairs and set up the audio-visual equipment. And so would you join me in applause to thank all these folks? At this time, I'd like to introduce the leadership team that's joining me on the platform. I'd ask that each stand as I call their name, and we'll hold our applause until we've recognized everyone. Karen Mitchell is our Vice President for Resource Development and Executive Director of the Foundation. Emily Short is Vice President for Student Services. George Pimentel, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Beth Carpenter, Vice President for Business and Finance. Nick Bishop, Vice President for Economic and Community Development. Hillary Marabetti, Assistant Vice President for Economic and Community Development over here. And Jennifer Brazina, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs. And representing the faculty today is Leonard Asante. We also have some other guests, honored guests on the platform, and I'll be introducing them later as they have part in the program. We also want to recognize those distinguished folks who have come to join us today. Representing the Vol State Alumni Association is Ms. Evelyn Hill. Would you stand, Evelyn? Thank you. Representing the Vol State Foundation trustees is Vice Chair Lori Johnson. Lori, thank you. The Vol State College Foundation is a separate nonprofit organization that raises funds to support the mission of the college, and especially to raise support for student scholarships and grants. In addition, the foundation accepts donations to support the Feed, which is our food pantry available to our students here at the college, and for an emergency fund, which helps students with smaller emergency needs. Graduates, if during your time here at Vol State, the foundation benefited you from the Feed or from the emergency fund, or you received a grant or a scholarship from the foundation, would you stand up at this time? Okay, don't be shy, it's okay. All right, congratulations and thank you very much. And thank you to our trustees for your hard work and dedication to the college. And then last but not least among our dignitaries is my wife, Wanda. Stand up. She hates it when I do that. I want to hear about this when I get home. All right. This is a great celebration day. A total of 847 students were eligible to participate in the ceremony. Obviously, not all of them decided to participate. Congratulations, wise choice, smart choice for those of you who did decide to participate. 11 of you are graduating with a 4.0 GPA. Yeah, that's okay. Applaud. It's worth applauding for. Yeah. 189 are graduating with some academic honor, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or cum laude, 189 of you. Our youngest graduates this semester are only 18. We have 9 students that are graduating that are 18 years old. On the other end of the spectrum, we have a tie for the oldest graduate in the ceremony. Lori Stawicki and Robert Turner, would you stand up? Oh, okay, there he is right here. Lori, where are you? Over here, all right. And I have permission to tell that they are both 54 years old. So we also have a first-time occurrence among this graduating class. We have the first graduate of the Cyber Corps, which is our cybersecurity program here at the college. Would you stand wherever? Yes, right here. Thank you. This is a very diverse graduating class. We have graduates in this class from 5 U.S. states and 21 different birth countries outside the U.S. If you're the first in your family to graduate from college, would you please stand? Thank you. If you're a parent, would you please stand? Thank you, thank you. Okay, kiddos, if they can do it, you can too, all right? If you started at Vol State because of the Tennessee Promise, would you please stand? Thank you. If you started at Vol State because of the Tennessee Reconnect, would you please stand? Thank you. The Tennessee Reconnect, this is just the second year of the Tennessee Reconnect. It's a last dollar tuition scholarship. If you're here today and you don't already have a college degree and you're an independent student or over the age of 24, in just a very short time, you could be sitting down here instead of up there. So if you'd like to know more about Tennessee Reconnect, please contact us at the college. Among the graduates, if you are a veteran, reservist, or active duty member of the military, would you please stand and accept our applause as appreciation for your service? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Some people have asked me why I take the time to do this, to recognize different people, to recognize different unique aspects of people that are in the audience. For example, we have a set of twins graduating today. Abigail and Thomas Duncan, where are you? Stand up. Yeah, okay. And they're even sitting together. All right, thank you. So people say, why do you do that? And the truth is, I want us always to remember that every student sitting out here has had their unique pathway to reach this milestone in their lives. And sometimes that path might have been pretty straight, but other times it may have taken a lot of twists and turns. And so regardless of your pathway, graduates, we honor your accomplishment today. Graduates, you know you would not be here without the support of your family and friends. And so now here's your chance to applaud for them. And certainly we would not be celebrating this day without our dedicated faculty. And so faculty, would you please stand and let us show our appreciation for you. One of our core values here at Ball State is that everyone is an educator. Everyone plays a part in the education of our students. Everyone contributes to student success. And so at this time, I just ask all the other employees of the college, would you stand and let us show our appreciation to you as well?
Good morning and congratulations, graduates. It's an honor to be here to represent the faculty and announce the winner of the Outstanding Graduate Award for the fall 2019 semester. As I was sitting here waiting, I was thinking, I've been doing this a long time when I realized that the oldest graduate is now younger than I am. So I definitely have been around a while. Anyway, as is often the case, I don't personally know the student who's winning the award, so when thinking about how to make the remarks, about what remarks to make about that student, you turn to the faculty that have had that student in class or multiple classes, and that's what I did in preparing for this, and there were several words in their comments that came up over and over and over again. Words like positive attitude, adversity, perseverance, sense of humor, always a smile on the face, an excellent ambassador for the college. The word can't is just not in his vocabulary. Very hardworking. So I think, and most of those comments come from our science faculty, and as I'm sure a lot of the graduates understand, science courses are some of the most rigorous and difficult courses we offer at the college. So when the science faculty think you're a good student, I think you're a good student too. So congratulations to Austin Bonebreak, the 2019 Outstanding Graduate of Volunteer State Community College. Austin, come on up.
It is a pleasure at this time to recognize those students graduating with honors as is designated in the program. You will notice that some graduates are wearing different color stoles or medallions representing their membership in either our academic honors program or one of our honor societies. All honor recipients are wearing gold tassels. Will all honor recipients please stand? I would like to now recognize those students who are receiving transfer scholarships based on their academic achievements. If you are receiving a transfer scholarship to a four-year institution, please stand.
My pleasure at this time to introduce to you this year's Vol State Distinguished Alumnus, Mr. Dennis Powers. He is here to introduce our newest graduates, that's you, into the Alumni Association. After graduation from Hendersonville High School, Mr. Powers came to Volunteer State Community College and was part of the first class at the new college in Sumner County. He was also a member of the basketball team. What position did you play, Dennis? Guard, okay. After graduating from Vol State in 1973, he headed to Trevecca Nazarene College and graduated with an accounting degree in 1975. From there, he went on to the University of Memphis School of Law, where he earned a Juris Doctor degree in 1978. While at the University of Memphis School of Law, he met his wife, Sharon, and Sharon is with us here today as well. Sharon, would you stand up, please? After completing law school in 1978, Dennis and Sharon moved back to Sumner County, where Dennis has been practicing law at what is known now as McClellan, Powers, Emling, and Rogers law offices. Dennis has been a faithful supporter of the Volunteer State Community College Alumni Association and the Volunteer State Community College Athletic Association. He is a member of the Vol State Alumni Advisory Council and has served on the Humanities Building Capital Campaign. And he was inducted into the Hal R. Raymer Society in 2018. Dennis is the son of Dr. Wade Powers, who was an original member of the college staff and faculty. Dr. Powers was the former dean of the college here at Vol State, and then he went on to serve as president of our sister institution, Northeast State Community College. Dennis and Sharon have been married for 40 years. They have one son, Travis, and two grandchildren. The well-deserved recipient of the 2019 Distinguished Alumnus of the Year is Dennis Powers.
So tell me this, where else could you go today and have a room full of people wearing robes like they're rejects from the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, getting ready to listen to some old guy that they don't have a clue who that is, and they still got a big grin on their face? Is this a great day or what? As you've heard, my name is Dennis Powers. I am the recipient this year. Now, before you get too impressed, let me tell you that I found out that this year the ballot said vote for the oldest and the original alumni, and that's why I'm here. I'll tell you the good news that I found out, though, is that they gave me the award in October, so that regardless of what I say here today, they can't take it back. Let me tell you a little about myself so you'll know why my remarks may be what they are. As you've heard, in 1973, I became a member of the first ever graduating class of Volunteer State Community College. Now, at that time, all of my friends that were going to four-year universities called it Sumner County High School Plus. So we had a road to travel so that people would understand that this is, and you are graduating from, one of the finest universities in the state. Now, after graduating in '73, I then went on to Trevecca Nazarene College, now Trevecca University, and got a bachelor's degree. And then in 1975, I started Memphis State University, now University of Memphis, and got my Juris Doctorate degree. In fact, every degree that I've gotten from higher education, the college after I got it has changed their name. Now, Dr. Faulkner, you are, okay, all right, good. At least I won't have to have an asterisk by all of my degrees. Now, I sat for the bar exam in 1978 after I graduated, and much to the surprise of some of my professors, most of my friends, and all of my family, I passed the first time. I then started practicing law in Sumner County, and in the early 80s, I became, get this, a professor at Volunteer State Community College, where I taught for several years business law, law and banking, and some of the other law-related classes. Now, first, on behalf of the graduates, I want to talk to all of you witnesses. And I want to thank you, and I know the graduates have done that, but I want to thank you on behalf of the graduates for all that you have done. I want to thank you for turning down the TV or the radio as we studied, wrote papers, crammed for exams. I want to thank you for keeping us fed, clothed, financially supported. I want to thank you for encouraging us when we got ready to give up, and to bring us down to earth when we thought that Einstein was a lightweight. You see, one of the things that I discovered, I suspected it all along, but I discovered when I became a professor, you'll understand this. If you make a good grade, it's, look what I got. If you didn't make a good grade, it's, look what that so-and-so gave me. So, I want to thank all of you that have helped us make it to this day. Now, graduates, I see my role as twofold. One is to congratulate you, and one is to challenge you. First, let me congratulate you. You now are part of a group that is unique. Now, some people will tell you that it's not, but they don't know. Being an alumni of Volunteer State Community College is fantastic. Now, I do want to caution you though, because what this is today, as important as it is, and I heard Dr. Faulkner use the term, milestone. Your journey continues. And because of that, I want to encourage you. And I want to encourage you by saying that for the rest of your story, while this is a chapter, for the rest of your journey, while this is a milestone, I would ask you to do one simple thing, and that is do the right thing. Now, that sounds simple, doesn't it? But let me tell you, it will be one of the most difficult things you will do. And why is that? Because it goes completely against human nature. When I taught business law, one of the things I always opened up, back then we did quarters. We didn't do semesters, we did quarters. When we opened up the quarter, what my statement to them was, if people would just do the right thing, we wouldn't need lawyers. But I never go to bed at night worrying about my job security. Why is that? Because people just won't do the right thing. I had a young man come up to me after one of those sessions, and he said, let me ask you something. What is the right thing? And I thought, that's a pretty good question. So I thought about it a minute, and I said to him, I think it's easier to tell you what it's not. Doing the right thing rarely, if ever, involves selfish attitudes, selfish motives, or selfish actions. It almost always has you put the needs of someone else in front of your own. See why it's so tough? You see why it makes it difficult for you to do that? But that is what I wish for you. Now, we all are going to have groups that we're a part of. Most of us don't live on an island all by ourselves, although there are times when we would like to. So because of that, you will always be a part of some group. You may be going, some of you after today will go to the grocery store. That's what I get to do after this. Some of you will go to a big celebration. Some of you will go home. But we are all part of a group. That group may be us and one other, or it may be a group like this. School, home, community, church, work, sporting events, all of those things put us into groups. And because of that, and to do the right thing, now some of you are not going to get what I'm getting ready to say. You're not going to get it today. You may get it tomorrow. You may get it the next day. But here is my prayer, my wish, my hope for you. And that is each time you leave a group, you leave a gathering, that there will be more people that are glad that you came than there are people glad that you're leaving. Congratulations, you now are a part of the Volunteer State Alumni Association, and we welcome you.
Thank you, Dennis. Now it's my great honor to introduce our commencement speaker for today's ceremonies, Mr. Craig Colquitt. You may have noticed in the program that we did not put a title beside his name. My executive administrative assistant and I talked about this, debated a little bit, and he's a unique person and has had experience in so many different arenas, we couldn't just put one title beside his name in the program. Craig Colquitt is a native Tennessean. He grew up in Knoxville. Did you go to South Doyle? South High. Yes. Great adversary of the Carter High Hornets. All right, okay. So I don't think we ever beat you in football, but anyway. After attending our sister institution, Cleveland State Community College, he went on to the University of Tennessee, where he was a kicker for the UT Volunteers. He was twice named to the All-SEC team, and he was inducted into the Greater Knoxville Hall of Fame in 2009. From UT, Craig went on to play 8 seasons in the National Football League with the Pittsburgh Steelers and with the Indianapolis Colts. He was a member of 2 Super Bowl championship teams with the Steelers in 1978 and 1979. Upon retiring from the NFL, Craig returned to Tennessee and began his second career as a marketing representative and was instrumental in leading his company to become the largest maintenance service provider for K-12 public higher education in the U.S. For 13 years, he also led Colquitt's punting and kicking camps. His most important career these days is being a dad and grandfather. He has 2 sons, Dustin, who is a punter for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Britton, who punts for the Minnesota Vikings. Along with his son, Craig's nephew Jimmy was also a college and NFL punter, leading the Colquitts to be called the first family of 4th down. And they have attached that name to an academic and athletic scholarship that they created at the University of Tennessee. Craig has 9 grandchildren. His grandfather's name is JoJo, and that led him to authoring and illustrating a children's book, JoJo, What Happened to Your Hair? In this third phase of his life, his recent reinvention of self led him to be a creative author, illustrator, painter, guitarist, and public speaker. On his website, he lists his priorities as family, faith, football, books, and art. Please join me in welcoming Craig Colquitt.
First question I have, Does everybody know what a punter is? Ask the person next to you if you don't know what a punter is. I'm very excited to be here. Congratulations. How excited. I didn't graduate from University of Tennessee. I didn't have time. Went to the pros and came back and had to raise a family and had to learn life through the hard knocks. But people ask me all the time, they say, how did this happen? How did it end up being 4 punters? You started it, your nephew, and then now your sons, and now you've got 6 grandsons that could be punters, and you have 3 granddaughters that'll be their agents. You know, so how did this all happen? And I tell them one word, and that word is humility. And with that being said, I want to ask everybody here, are there any Dallas Cowboy fans in the crowd? Are there any Ram fans in the crowd? With great humility, I tell you, these Super Bowl rings are for you. I guess what the emphasis there, you can't run out on the high school, college football field without being a little dingbattish and crazy. So humility doesn't fit. You've got to have an ego when that gun goes off until the end of the game. But there's a lot of things I've learned over time, and one of the things I've learned is communication skills are critical. Listening to people, talking to people, telling them your point of view, and making sure they understand. And a great example of that is I was in the basement with my 2 sons that are 37 and 34 now. They were 7 and 4 at the time. And they were watching cartoons, and I was a little emotional because my career is over. And I felt like I needed to be generous or communicate with them, the 7 and the 4-year-old. And I looked at them and I got their attention and I said, boys, when I die, these rings are for you. The youngest, Britton, who's 34, looked at me and he said, Dad, can I watch cartoons? Well, it sank through what I was saying because about an hour later, I'm up in the kitchen making sandwiches, and Britton, the 4-year-old, comes up and he's tugging on my shirt. And I looked down and said, hey, Britton, what's going on? And he looks up at me with all sincerity and he says, Dad, when are you going to die? Who knows Jack Lambert here? Anybody got a visualization of Jack Lambert? I'm not going to talk a lot of education things, but what I do want you to do is listen to what I am saying, because there's something inside what I'm saying. Ayn Rand, author, writes these incredible novels, and you get something out of what's in there, and that's where I hope to progress in my commencement as I'm starting my new life. But Jack Lambert, let me give you a visual. I've got a picture of him. He's got his helmet on. It's a headshot, and he's smiling, and he doesn't have any teeth in the front of his face. So I'm looking at that guy, and I go, this is a leader. This is a football player. This is the person I want to follow. He will guard me till the ends of my career. One day, we're punting and playing in Pittsburgh, and we're playing against the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm a directional punter. I hope you understand what punting is. If you don't know, it's where the guy snaps a ball between his legs, another guy catches it, and he kicks it. That's a punter. Very educated, very brilliant people we are. But anyway, I'm kicking the ball to the right, designated kicker, want to kick it as close to the sidelines as possible, and I hit it well. But it starts curving, and it curves all the way back across the field, and the punt returner, Billy White Shoes Johnson, runs a 4.3 He's the first clocked NFL player to run a 4.3 and I know this. That's why I'm kicking it way over here but the ball doesn't know that. The ball is coming back all the way across the field. So Billy catches the ball in full stride, and he's coming up the sidelines, and I'm seeing him juking, and he's getting closer, and I'm starting to panic, and all I can hear is Coach No, my coach, talking about, careers being over and things like that. But anyway, he gets tackled, and I feel so relieved. But all of a sudden, I get hit, and I'm knocked into the sidelines. I get up, and I'm mad, and I want to give this guy what I think. And I run up, I get right in his face, and I look up into his face, and I thought for myself for a second, what do I say? And I said, "Good hit." Just as I said that, a black and gold flash takes that body out in front of my vision. And I'm going, oh my gosh. And I look and it's Jack Lambert. I'm so excited. I want to thank him and tell him how glad I'm to be a Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't mention this my rookie year. So excited to be here. Jack runs up, and I can tell he's going to just said, "Craig, I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it." He looked me in the face and he said, "Punter, get off the field." I get fan mail from all over the world, and that's very exciting to me. I have 5 bubblegum cards, and I even created a card for folks that don't have cards that they send to me that want me to sign them. And I'm really happy to do it. I take pains to do it. But I also had a card made up to sign and put in the envelope that has my favorite Bible verse on it. So I went to a little length, a little extra expense to do that. But it's amazing what people send in the mail, the lengths they go to get autographs, to follow their heroes, so to speak. And I'm no different. I've got heroes in the NFL. Jack Lambert was my hero. And Terry Bradshaw, the quarterback, was my hero. Terry was so much of a hero of mine, I decided to look like him. I know you're all already thinking that, so I thought I'd get it out. All right, here's where I get serious. I graduated from high school to 2.3 grade point average. I made a 12 on my ACT, so I couldn't even get into the University of Tennessee. So for 2 years, I just kind of worked around. Don't want to disclose a lot of things that were going on back then, but I was learning life. So for 2 years, I worked, and finally working at a department store, and the University of Tennessee puts an ad in the paper for punters. Of all things, punters to want to walk on. So I answered the ad, and being able to walk on, the first year I didn't get a scholarship, so my parents had to pay $429 a semester. $429, that's back when gasoline was 50 cents a gallon. But it's relevant, the cost of things. But what I became through life and what I learned and what I want you to hear me say is, what is success to you? Do you think you have enough? I think you have enough. And one of the motivational speakers I follow, the guy's name is Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn said, formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. I recommend both, education, self-education. I spent a lot of years really wondering, where's the money going to come from at the end of the month, but was very lucky later on to meet up with some guys and put together a company where we're very successful. And what I'm saying by that, at that time I was 55 years of age. Now I'm 65 years of age. And I leave out the word I'm 65 years old. I'd say now I'm 65 years young, because I don't want the old man to get in. And I don't want you all to think in your lives you can't do something. Because one of the great things is this is the United States of America, and we're free to do what we want within the law, do the right thing. And the experience I've had over the years is I did a lot of the wrong things, but I'm still here. So I think in my mind, God's got a place for me what I should do with the rest of my life. And the pressure, let me tell you the pressure of the National Football League. There's a joke in the National Football League where everybody says instead of it being National Football League, it's not for long. So there's pressure. As soon as you get drafted, I was drafted and there's no cushion. I still had to work. But you always have that pressure. It's there. You're going to have that pressure. But the pressure is the opportunity. Opportunities come from how you design your own life. You're designing your life right now, and I'm excited to have this in. I've never spoken in front of a commencement. And when Dr. Faulkner asked me, I went, I'm not qualified. But the more I thought about it, I thought, 65 years young, I've gone through a lot with 9 grandbabies and 2 sons that played at the University of Tennessee who used to drive us nuts, by the way. I've got a lot of experience. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to say to you that my guidepost, and I want to cut it short because I know y'all are excited. My guidepost is Philippians 4:6-8. And picture Paul of Tarsus in a cell, chained to a Roman guard, could get his head cut off at any time. Caesar hates him because he's talking about another god, talking about a king. So he could die at any time. And the first thing Paul says is don't be anxious. 2,000 years ago, he's saying, don't be anxious. Well, I've spent my life pretty anxious, but when I found these verses, don't be anxious, but in everything with prayer and supplication, let your request be made known to God, and the peace of God that transcends all human understanding will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers and sisters, think on things that are good, true, beautiful, wonderful. He was the first motivational speaker. Don't be anxious. How do you get to that level? Through prayer and petition. And finally, here's how you think. I've had back surgery. If I let myself go, I'll go negative, but I will not do that. Again, I'm very excited to be here with you to say these few words, but Philippians 4:6-8, memorize them like I did. It'll help you in many regards. And the part it says about transcends all human understanding, I want you to think about the pond you may have seen coming over here for the commencement. It's not even moving, it's still. This earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour at 74,000 miles an hour around the star that's 1,000,000 degrees. This is not an accident. You're not an accident. I love you. Congratulations. And again, thank you.
Thank you, Craig. Dr. George Pimentel, Vice President for Academic Affairs, will you present the graduates?
Will the volunteer state graduates please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you our candidates for graduation. They have met or will meet all the requirements for the appropriate certificate or degree. These candidates have been evaluated and recommended by our faculty. I recommend the conferral of their degree and the awarding of their certificates.
By the authority of the Tennessee Board of Regents, Chancellor Flora Tidings, and the Tennessee General Assembly, I confer upon you and on the graduates in absentia the appropriate degrees and certificates earned. You may be seated. Now, before we proceed in the ceremony, I need to ask family and friends to do a couple of things for me. The first one is easy. I'm going to ask you not to come to the front of the stage here to take pictures. As you can see, we have a professional photographer here, and he's going to be getting a picture of each graduate as they receive their diploma, and we'll be contacting you later to find out how you can get prints of that picture. The second thing I'm going to ask you is more difficult. I'm going to ask you that during the calling of the names, that everyone be silent. It's a practical thing. It's a way to show our respect for the graduates, but it also is important that every name be heard. You would not want to be unable to hear your loved one's name because someone else was cheering for their loved one. So we're going to invoke the golden rule, be silent as you wish others would be silent. And I know that's going to be hard. I can already sense the enthusiasm and the pride, and I know you're just bursting at the seams and you want to cheer and holler and clap, but please hold it in. If you explode, we have people standing by to clean up the mess. So during the calling of the names, we will remain silent. Graduates, please come forward.
As we call your name, will the graduate please come forward to receive your diploma?
Receiving the technical certificate, Brooklyn Erin McCollum. Lasagna Vanessa Coleman. Tara Harris. Shelby Tomes. Risha Young. Keely Poff. Linda Armistead. Jeffrey Bowden. Samantha Christine Cooper. Jerry Murray. Amelda Artis. Angela Morris. Abeline Hernandez. Amy Marie Ziegler. Marco Wayne Pratt. Alicia Nicole Hutchinson. Kirkman Sutherland. Amber Kirk. Amanda Kreischer. Melissa Sue Cracklow. Robert Dan Prentice Jr. Hannah Franklin. Brittany Lee Gregory. Leah Marie Finch. Lindsay Marie Kelly. Gretchen Wolfenden. Tammy Dendy. Rebecca Head. Sherry Growlow. Carrie Dillon. Velma Shea Riggins. Chelsea Madden. Shauna Adriana Lyle. Lauren Michelle Whitaker. Christina David. Receiving the Associate of Applied Science, Caitlin Starr Norris. Ciara Halliburton. Sarah Carmack. Robert Turner. Bo Garrett Summers, cum laude. Harley Estes. Carter Gray Duke, cum laude. Murphy Brianna Burgess. Aaron Kenneth Owens. Jennifer Echevarria Penate. Roger McCullough Jr., summa cum laude. Nicholas Jivko Kalin. Andrew Elliott Preston, summa cum laude. Joseph Patrick II. Lucas Lee Counts, summa cum laude. Mia Walrand. Grace Christian, summa cum laude. Natalie Head. William Thomas Farmer, magna cum laude. Tricia Inez Cargile. Zane Riggs. Debbie Diane Cope. Carly June Lambertson. Labrea Dolan. Isis Crawford. Tristan John Clifford. Roy Cousy. James Douglas Murray Sr., magna cum laude. Bradley Van Sant. Jacob Miller, cum laude. John Woodall Jr., summa cum laude. Gwendolyn Tinsley. Tammy Denny McDonald. Lori Ann Stowicki, summa cum laude. Rosa Maria Garcia Escoto, summa cum laude. Lisa Lindell Allen, magna cum laude. Alicia Colette Bell. Morgan Jeanette, magna cum laude. Celine Wiesner, magna cum laude. Kaylin McConnell, magna cum laude. Shauna Lynn Owens. Winona Orr, cum laude. Christopher Michael Parks. Kamar Strickland. Patrick Taylor Williamson. Jordan Michael Thomas. Receiving the Associate of Science, Elizabeth Ann Tenwald. Hannah Parker. Courtney Nicole McQuiston, summa cum laude. Delenn Strong, Hannah King, Tuvash Flowers, Brianna Nicole Carroll, cum laude, Alexa Bailey, Morgan Clyburn, Caitlin Woods, Emily Michelle Patton, Corey Alexander Ost, Austin Bonebreak, Juliana Pardue, Griffin Haddock, magna cum laude, John Dalton Hawk, Amber Timlin, cum laude, Juliana Lynn Godwin, Julia Lugo, magna cum laude, Jaden Nicole Davis, cum laude, Harmony Eddington, Ethan Hillis, Samuel Payne, Erica Estefania Cruz-Telles, Sheila Michelle Davis, Kayla Beth Tejeda, Mitchell Williams, summa cum laude, Avery Hendricks, Shelby Layton, cum laude, Caitlin Denise Marshall, cum laude, Jamie Ray Duke, Lavon Saskia Brown, cum laude, Candace McDowell, Tiffany Eve Stymax, Sheila White, magna cum laude, Gema Romera Loja, Jennifer Barbara Colado, Timothy Jacob Vara, Courtney Johnson, Aaron Eugene Wynn Jr., Jordan Bradley, Dakota Fields, Lee Wilkerson, Jacob Thomas Elmore, summa cum laude, Christopher Johnson, Brendan Segrist, Landon G1 Keith, cum laude, Candace Lachey Bush, Lisa Vowell, magna cum laude, Tara Ray Bogard, Joshua Craig Smith, Andrew Kyle Cadwell, Jessica Bailey, Ashley Nicole Bewley, magna cum laude, Elijah Ben Jacobs, summa cum laude, Kayla Davenport, Elizabeth Clotre, Gary Johnson. Matthew Triplett. Hannah Ashley Horst, cum laude. Bryson Reed Sperlich. Hannah Harrell. Mackenzie Lane Smith, summa cum laude. Eric Benitez. Cheyenne Crowder, cum laude. Miranda Gorham, magna cum laude. Megan Freeman, magna cum laude. Lauren Michelle Johnson. James Butler IV. Tiffany Warnock. Christella Lizelle Gannon. Lindsay Robeson. Miranda Faye Lynch. Delana Mary Wells. Jackson McLaren. Lauren Dakota Campbell. Austin Tice, magna cum laude. Michael Allen Fritchman Jr., summa cum laude. Catherine Mendes. Laura Ashley Gillum. Shelby Weatherby. Heather Adcock McAvoy. Samuel Lara Jr., summa cum laude. Megan Kaylee Hartman. Aubrey Shelley, cum laude. Vanessa Reed Osley. Evelyn Rodriguez Evaristo. Mackenzie Petty. Anthony McClin. Alec Cole Stonovitz. Han Pham. Crystal Jean Hutchins. Savannah Marie Pitchford. Devaney Roseberry. Selena Hernandez. Jackie Kumar. Julie Elizabeth Cox. Kathy Flores. Lacey Lemley Perkins. Brittany Nicole Garcia. Sarah Elizabeth Marks. Farah Nicole Briley, magna cum laude. Donald Ross Mikovsky. Alexis Wilder, summa cum laude. Michaela Davis, cum laude. Caleb Moore. Jody Kelsey. Melody Montgomery, cum laude. Mariah Page Mason. Lisa Stennett, cum laude. Allie Gregory. Jennifer Pope. Abigail Duncan. Thomas Duncan. Shalea Desiree Armstead. Sharika White. Jordan Dwayne Judkins. D.A. Patel. Vishal Prakash Kumar Patel. DeQuantes Shannon. Tiffany Craighead. Jackson Wood. Gavin Campbell, cum laude. Daniel Petrie. Wade Allen Brown. Sarah Janine Harris. Gloria Neri Cortez, summa cum laude. Receiving the Associate of Arts, Anna Kathleen Gale Cadet, summa cum laude. Erin Olivia Dunn, summa cum laude. Hannah McLaughlin. Diana Rodriguez. Alyssa Nicole Britton. Rachel Elizabeth Keys, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Lindberg, summa cum laude. Lori Phillips. Rachel Morgan. Roman Dalton Smith, summa cum laude. Receiving the Associate of Fine Arts, Logan Furman. Rachel Lehue, summa cum laude. Chelsea Dawn Robinson. Shalisa Sutton. Jordan Gabrielle Evans, cum laude. Stefani Davila Torres. Jessie Nicole Tarbuck. Caleb Joshua Nixon, cum laude. Are you done?
Will the candidates please rise? Symbolic of your graduation, please move your tassels from the right side to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Volunteer State Graduate 2019.
Thank you. Graduates, you can be seated. Get it all out. Some of you may have noticed a student hand me a piece of paper as I handed them their diploma, and I'm sorry I didn't catch your name, but I speak to many of the incoming freshmen, particularly those that are taking advantage of the Tennessee Promise. And back in July of 2017, I spoke to a group of Tennessee Promise students, and I gave them all a check for $900,000. Because that's the estimated increased earnings of a college graduate versus a non-college graduate. And so what I say to them is, you keep this, it's a fake check, it's not real, but I say, you keep this somewhere where you can see it, and any day that you feel like stopping out or you feel discouraged, you look at this check and you think about what it's going to cost you if you give up. And then I said to them, when you graduate, give me this fake check back and I'll give you a degree. So thank you for sharing that with me. Yeah. Again, congratulations to all of the graduates. I want to share with you today a quote that I just read last week. It's from a fellow named Aidan Conley. He's an entrepreneur and a pioneer in the area of using computer vision and artificial intelligence to manage livestock. He's a columnist for Forbes magazine. He's a food and farming futurist. Aidan Conley said, "Your learning has not stopped when you left college, does not stop when you finish your training program, does not stop when you finish whatever it is you've done, even if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s. You have to continue to improve your skills and prepare for the future, which is going to be extremely competitive." And so, graduates, as you begin this new phase of your life, some of you will go on to jobs and careers, some to additional education. We trust that all of you will be lifelong learners. We charge you to utilize your academic knowledge and credentials with wisdom, courage, compassion, and high ethical standards, and to serve others as you pursue your own goals. Our wish for you is health, happiness, success, and fulfillment in all that you do. And we always ask that you remember your alma mater, Volunteer State Community College. In a moment, we will sing our college anthem. The words are on the inside front cover of the program. After the alma mater, please remain standing during the recessional. Hannah Parker, please come again and lead us in the singing of our college anthem.